Let's return within to observe the one who becomes many. This is a demonstration of the source to the nature of creation. So within inside our experience, there's a lot happening. There are many. There are conversations going between different representatives of the same being. And yet the being is only one. One body, many organs cooperating with each other. One soul, many angels cooperating with each other. The one benefits when the parts get along. The one has more power when there's no conflict between his representatives. And so in order to deliver the right service to the one that we are serving, we have to learn how to unite within and without. Unification is the key to us giving the source access to his own power. Tnu oz lelehim. When all the parts unite, then and only then does the one come alive. When the parts are not getting along, parts of the one are dead. And so the one is not fully alive. There are parts of him that are missing. And so the objective is to unite. In order to unite, we have to find peace. Peace is when all the organs get along. First, they have to get along before they can complement each other. So in order for the parts to unite, they have to come back to peace. But there's an obstacle. There are parts within the one that you will never be able to make peace with. The one has gotten into such a conflict within himself that certain parts of him are already against him himself. And so those parts we can't get along with. There's no room for them. Those parts have to be erased before there can be peace. Peace has to be achieved before there can be unity. So within each one of us, there are indigestible parts of our spirit that are holding us back from uniting as one, so that we can give the one who made us his power, so that we don't get in his way of being us. And so to find peace, we have to return to a place where we can remember our loyalties. In order for us to understand which parts cannot be digested, cannot become part of a peaceful soul, we have to first remember our loyalties. Where do they lie? Who are we working for? We should never try to identify the parts that are not digestible to our soul based on anything that we have witnessed outside of us. Only when we know who we're loyal to can we start understanding which parts of our soul are offensive to him. So any part of the soul that is against the soul is going to have to be removed before the soul can unite, before the soul can find peace. And so if life has made us upset and as a result part of us became against life, that part is going to have to leave before we can find peace and unite. And the same goes for human beings that have designated their life force to that type of activity that is against life. And so those human beings are going to have to leave before we can unite as one people, as one soul, as one earth, as one solar system, as one galaxy. All one, no parts of it should be against it. Those parts are contaminating the entire process. And so every part has to be loyal to the bigger whole, to the one. Every voice in your head needs to be loyal to the one who owns your head, to the one who created your head, to the one who dwells within your head. Every thought belongs to him and therefore should be loyal to him. If we grew up in an environment that's not loyal, for example, what's happening today, then also the mind can be disloyal to its owner. Those parts of the spirit that are animating the mind against the owner, those parts are going to have to leave before there's going to be peace. With them, there's no making peace. They are the enemies of the soul. And so to gain our power back, we're going to have to make peace. In order to make peace, we're going to have to eliminate those with whom you can have no peace. That's the only path to peace. And we do this internally, and the world will do it on a larger scale. If we can figure out how to conquer our spirit, then the greater spirit, the Holy Spirit, the spirit of good and kindness will conquer the world. If we fail at balancing the forces that are for reality and against reality, then in the greater spirit, the forces that are for reality and against reality are being fed. And who knows, sometimes this one is stronger and sometimes that one is stronger. Reality needs unity in order to succeed at its plan. And unity depends on us if we can identify the enemy accurately. Do we understand? Where is the enemy and how can I attack him? An enemy of the unity is the enemy of humanity. He might seem very nice, big smile. But if the heart is not for the unity, it means that this part has taken over ownership of something he doesn't understand. And so everywhere he misunderstands, he's going to cause damage. He's not looking to follow the greater good. If we all were trying to find the greater good, we would know it by now. The greater good is written within our organs. Our organs know the greater good. They are offended when we do anything else. The nature of the offense results in the nature of the discomfort that we experience. We're not aligned with the truth. We're not receiving the full desire. There's conflict. There's less life. Life needs all of life. Less is never enough. It will survive, but it will not survive with all of its faculties. It doesn't have enough to fuel them all. It has to ration the life force based on what's most important, based on the vital organs that are going to keep it going. And so to regain our power, all the parts need to unite, all the thoughts need to work together, all the spirits need to be of a kind and holy nature. And we can identify them because we see their face. We see the face of our spirit as we experience it. And so we know what every spirit is doing to us. We feel it. We see in our mind, we experience the thought. The thought is a result of the spirit that we are experiencing. Some spirits enhance our well-being, and some spirits cause damage to our well-being. Not always is the one causing damage the enemy of the soul, but it's a pretty good way of knowing where to start looking. It's either an enemy of the soul, which is most likely, or it's the soul itself that's crying about something else that's really wrong. So when the soul sees that it's being distanced from the unity, it starts feeling threatened and bitter. Because the soul remembers its nature. It needs to comply with its nature in order to remain in existence. It just can't translate that into the right spirit, because the spirit has already been contaminated by lies, misrepresentations, offended emotions. And so the soul can't create the right spirit in order to express in thought and in feeling what it's trying to say. But the more we will overcome her enemies, the more she will be able to express herself to us. The more she can express herself to us, the more we know who her enemies are and we know how to take them on. Once she conquers all her enemies, then she can find peace, then she can unite. When she unites, that's when she gains access to herself. That's when the soul can live in the body. That's when she knows her truth. She knows what's right for her and what's wrong for her. And she never hurts herself, because why would she?